Virtual sales. Hey, it's 2022. Over the last 2 years, we have been forced in a way that the roofing industry and home services hasn't seen before, and that's doing sales over Zoom or FaceTime or Google Hangouts. In this video, I had the idea, and I posted 4 hours ago a poll on the community tab of the Roof Strategist YouTube channel saying, should I do a video on how to sell over Zoom? As of now, votes are in. 71% said yes, and here it is. So stay tuned to the community tab. I'm going to be posting more frequently to get your video ideas. And guess what? This is carrying right off of the the video that I put up earlier this week saying, just email me the estimate. And someone said, hey, Adam, well, what about kind of a downsell or backup offer as doing a virtual sales appointment? And the answer is absolutely. It is a very relevant time to sell over Zoom. Now, the reality is, when you sell over Zoom, there's a lot that you lose, there's a lot you gain. And in this video, I'm going to be covering the fundamental shifts that you need to make in your sales process when selling over Zoom. Because let me tell you, if you think, hey, well, I just sell great in person, it's going to translate to Zoom, I'm going to tell you right now that you're likely not thinking through this thing entirely clearly. Why? Because I've had a chance to audit many Zoom sales conversations in the roofing world, and there's a lot of mistakes that unfold. The fundamentals apply, but there's some fundamental shifts that must be adapted. So in this video, I'm going to be breaking down the 3 things that you need to be doing in your virtual sales presentation. Now, if you like this video, I highly recommend that you check out the Pitch Pro Movement, because just this last week, I ran a training teaching the entire system start to finish of how to run the virtual appointment, including the technology to use, including all the step-by-step instructions, the details, and how to really make a splash when selling virtually. So first, welcome back. My name is Adam Bensman, the Roof Strategist, and everything that I do here on this channel and podcast is designed to help you smash your income goal in roofing sales and give every customer an amazing experience. And in today's day and age, that experience is often done virtually. And that's what this video is all about. So last thing, if you haven't already done it, do check out a free copy of my Pitch Like a Pro Roofing Sales Training video library, available right now at theroofstrategist.com. If you enjoy my videos here, you're going to love the Pitch Like a Pro library, because I organize them all by category, so you can click into there and boom, binge to your heart's content. I get a lot of questions. Hey, have you done a video on this objection? Hey, how do you do with this closing? And guess what? Just click into the objections category. You're going to find a bunch more. The deductible, you name it. There's video galore to binge at your heart's content. So click the link in the description on the podcast or the YouTube channel and get your free copy right now, available at theroofstrategist.com. All right, let's get into some virtual sales. So first things first, what I want to cover is when to use in a virtual sales appointment. So first is when. Sometimes you are going to see that a homeowner with today's things going on may not want to meet in person. So if there is fear or concern about meeting face-to-face, the obvious answer is we'd be happy to accommodate. You probably saw these back when I was doing the lockdown lives, way back when this whole thing was kind of unfolding. Now, the other time is more and more companies are developing what we're calling inbound or inside sales teams who are able to facilitate these sales before the field reps are out there. So if you are growing an inbound team, and the cool thing is there's companies, inbound sales team. There are companies that I'm working with who are developing teams either in-house, they can be anywhere. There's no boundaries on where to hire. There's also, like, if you're in sales and you're on vacation, you can still run these sales appointments virtually. And then the last thing is a backup offer. So again, as I mentioned in the video before, if someone says, hey, just email me the estimate, and they're really, again, like they won't let you in the house, boom, you've got an option. Well, how about we go through the estimate together over Zoom? So that's when to use these virtual appointments. And again, it might be a growing need, depending on how our world shakes out and what has become now customary for many people. Now, let's go into what you're going to lose when you are doing sales appointments. So this is things that took me a really long time when I started working over Zoom and selling over Zoom to realize what gets lost. And this is very important. Pay very close attention to this, because these 3 points are huge. Number 1 is body language. Okay. Now, you're going to say, Adam, well, I can still read your face. Yeah, you can, But if this is all you see, you don't see what I'm doing down below, do you now? That's why, by the way, I was watching Mr. Wonderful's YouTube channel. He's got some great stuff, and it cracks me up because he's in his tuxedo from the top half and his shorts from the bottom half, and they show it, and it makes you laugh, right? So what you lose is all of those other cues, and it just turns into a talking head. So same thing, you're not able to read your prospect, but also your customer or prospect is not able to read your body language. So what's important is how we adapt, which I'll be sharing here in a minute. The other thing that you lose is attention. In today's day and age, people are trying to squeeze in and maximize their time. So you might be on that Zoom call, and then you got the mom who's like shuffling the kids in the back seat of the car, and she's got it set up in the cup holder, and they're multitasking or walking around the house. So this whole virtual thing, you don't have that same captive attention, whereas if you were sitting down with them at the kitchen table, you don't know if they're on their computer and checking Facebook or their email on the other screen, which people have a tendency to tune out. So your ability to reel in that attention is far gone. And if you think that you still have it, think again, my friend, because you can't see what's happening on the other side of the screen. Likewise, if you meet with some people, and I've audited sales like this, where the prospect doesn't have their camera on, you have no idea what they're doing. So your attention is almost out the window. I'll be teaching you how to hold that, whether or not that homeowner is involved. And then number 3 is the homeowner's ability to read you or read your body language. Again, because you're cut off from the head down. You're a bubble. You're a talking head. So these are the 3 main things that you lose. And now we're going to talk about how to adapt, and then I'm going to close this out with the 3 simple things that you need in order to hold this attention, hold attention and adapt. Now, what you need to adapt, let's highlight these 3 things, and I'm going to put my phone away here. Number 1 is your energy. You need to have high energy, and this energy needs to come through with your facial expressions, all right? So I'm going to talk about framing. So our facial expressions here and our hand gestures. Facial expressions, I'm just gonna write hand because I'm running out of room. So you'll see in my video, I'm cut off from the waist, right? So if I'm shrink down here, now even if I'm talking with my hands and doing the same movement, you can see what gets lost here versus up here. Whether I'm engaging with you or not, it's very different. So it's important when you set up your framing that you maintain the right frame to keep your hands and shoulders visible. Why? So you can talk with your hands, highlight some things, discuss how an ACV and RCV moves. It may feel theatrical to you at first, but it will help keep attention high and customers engaged. The last thing is, as I'm talking to you like this, when I have hand gestures and I can communicate, my facial expressions go hand in hand with my hands, no pun intended. However, if I'm off screen, whether I'm using these hand gestures or not, you're only reading my face. So it is up to me to amplify my energy, smile, and focus on an authentic smile, the crow's feet in your eyes. Okay, there's a fake smile and an authentic smile. The authentic smile engages different muscles, and we need to maintain that level of energy and enthusiasm, and using even our eyebrows to show our facial expressions. It will help your customer read you and engage on a more emotional level that becomes more challenging when dealing with virtual sales. So key takeaway, frame yourself, whether you're on your phone, which by the way, I highly discourage using your phone to run these appointments. You'll see why in a minute. When using your computer, to set yourself up in a place that your hands can be engaged and your eyes are there, and to really ramp the energy up. I don't want to hit my microphone, but oftentimes people say, how do you keep your energy high? I'm goofy. Like Sheena's off camera here. Hey, Sheena. I'll shake, I'll wiggle, pound my chest, anything to just kind of ramp that energy up and to bring some joy and some excitement and passion into my voice and into my facial expressions. And you need to do the same at an even higher degree than you would in person. Next is the other way to adapt after the facial expressions is your screen share. This is one of the reasons that I recommend against using your phone. It gets very cumbersome to click, and when you're sharing your screen, you lose seeing your prospect. So when you use a screen share, which we're going to talk about in a minute, about having what you share on your screen is a way to draw back in attention, because let's face it, Some people have a face made for radio, right? We've heard this expression. I say I have a face made for radio, right? We're not supermodels. People may not want to look at us. Maybe we don't have the most captivating attention, but if we're showing that homeowner relevant information about their home, our pitch deck or our presentation, photos of their home, it's going to draw them back in and engage them with the process by saying, hey, do you see what I see here? Oh yeah, I sure do. Now they're forced to at least pay attention, all right, and draw them back in. But it's important that we don't just share your screen because your cute little face goes away. So we want to alternate from in person, where you see me, to looking at the screen and drawing your attention here. And just watch what happened as you watched along. When I pointed, you naturally can't help to see what this word says. You just read it to yourself. It says hand because I pointed. The same thing is going on with your customer while you're doing your screen share. So this is how we adapt. Now, high energy, facial expressions and hand gestures with the right framing and screen sharing. Here, my friend, we are going to wrap up on the 3 things that you need to start selling virtually at a very effective rate. 3 things you need. All right, let's rock and roll. Number 1 is a deck. Now, what do I mean by a deck? A presentation. I just shared this, by the way, mine inside the Pitch Pro movement. I'm likely going to be adding this into my closing strategy called the Car Park Closing Formula that is available in our all-in-one sales training, sales strategy, and sales system. This is where I have provide a complete system from knock to close, and in there is the Car Park Closing Formula. Now, that model, in my opinion, is the best way to prepare your deck. Why? Because it follows the right talking points in the right order. If you haven't seen that video on my Car Park Closing Formula, I'm going to link to that at the end of this video, but do watch this all the way to the end so you understand this foundation before going through there. On your deck, you want and this is critically important when we're doing virtual presentations, that we only have minimal words. You do not want your homeowner bored or overwhelmed or sidetracked, okay? Key things. Don't bore them. Do not overwhelm them with a wall of text and a million graphics with 10-point font, and do not get them sidetracked trying to read that instead of listen to you. So on your deck, headline, which triggers you to know exactly what to say, to carry the dialogue around, to have an authentic conversation, and then proceed. So a minimalist deck. This is critically important. I did a video, sales presentation, yes or no. Vote. Do you use one or not? Drop a comment, let me know. I'd love to hear from you. When you sell virtually, it is a must, in my opinion, because again, it holds that attention, helps you gain on the things that we lose when selling online. Number 2 is having your photos or video report ready to share, photo or video. This can be done in a variety of ways. If you're uploading it into your CRM, if you're using Company Cam, if you're using iCloud, if you're using Google Photos, having them up on your screen to be able to share the relevant photos of that homeowner's house to still create that tailored experience, whether it's an Eagle View or something, but it needs to have that relevance. And this is where you're going to go through this, by the way, in the R for the Car Park Formula, where you're reporting your findings. You need to be able to showcase those and have them at hand. You can tell this takes a little bit more preparation. And then number 3, you need to have the ability to e-sign, okay, an electronic signature on the spot. As always, frankly, the Car Park Formula works the same virtually as it does in person. The adaptation is in the process. That's what I'm teaching in the Pitch Pro movement, and you can have access to that recording should you become a member. Now, this e-sign can be DocuSign. It can be something in your CRM. There's other quote programs out there that offer this solution, but we need the ability to e-sign on the spot, whether it's screen share and giving them control, or emailing or texting and saying, hey, did you get this? But we need to be able to do this on the fly. Now, a couple of bonus things real quick. As always, if you do not close the deal, you gotta have that follow-up appointment time and date booked before you leave. And the last thing I wanna share with you is when you are selling online, you need to be a very, very good communicator in writing for your text message reminders and your email follow-ups, because you're often stuck to those mediums. And again, this is what we'll be going through inside the Pitch Pro movement on our deep dive training. If you like this, into the system and the technology to use and the calendar functioning and the reminders and the post emails and the follow-up and the whole suite of things are available in there. So if you're interested, listen, the Pitch Pro movement is a tight-knit group, all right? I know a lot of people say, hey, well, how many members in there? I know you're concerned. You don't want to be lost as a number. With the 5 mentors, which myself, Deshaun Bryant, John Cenac, Matt Mulholland, and Jim Aline, we all run 2 live sessions, interactive, every month. People tune into who they want, when they want. in a really tight-knit community, and with the discussion boards, the leadership, roundtable, mastermind, access to all the historical recordings, we maintain a really tight-knit and interactive feel. We do have plans as we grow to maintain that tight-knit feel, which I'll share with you. So if for any reason you're interested in the Pitch Pro movement, and again, this is not for everyone. It's only for those who understand why they've gotten to where they are today by doing what other people are not willing to do, by investing in themselves and leveling up in every aspect, personally and professionally, and all the kind of key areas of business and growth, whether you're in sales or leadership. I'd love to chat with you because I think you're really going to love the support and the camaraderie inside the Pitch Pro movement, learning not only from us, but from others. There's a link in the description. I think we should chat. Again, this phone number is going to reach Alia. Give us a call or a text and we can set up a call. I do restrict calls to product and program questions, so if you're interested in the Pitch Pro movement, I'd love to chat with you. But back to you. Now, what we just did, we're going to do a quick summary on how to adapt when selling online, because we lose certain things, right? What we lose is body language, attention, and our customers reading our facial expressions. What we need to adapt is with high energy. We need to adapt by keeping the framing accurate so we can see our hand gestures in our face. We need to adapt by using even more intentional facial expressions and eyebrow raises to engage with our customers. And the three things that we need, excuse me, I'm coming off of a cough here, is, let's say, three things. And I'm just, again, going to summarize these. We need our deck. We need our photos ready, and then we need an e-sign. And this requires preparation and organization. I hope this video helps you on the very next time that you are inevitably going to run a virtual sales appointment, which I see as a growing need in our industry and how we're naturally going to flex. So ride the wave, be on the front of it, and I hope this video helps you smash your income goal and give every customer an amazing experience. So if you haven't yet done it, click here to subscribe and hit the bell. I've got some incredible content headed your way here in 2022. And if you want to get brushed up and get an overview of my car park closing formula, click here, and I'll see you on the next one.